Hello, this is David Hogan, Mighty Tripod Acting Studio, and this tutorial is all about editing on your iPhone using the iMovie app. Alright, so I'm going to be doing two things here. I am making a screen recording of everything I do here on the iPhone, and I'm also chatting with you here. I may occasionally hold up the phone to the camera in case that is helpful for learning. I'm going to do my best to teach you everything that I do to create my audition videos right here on my smartphone, which happens to be an iPhone. This is the iPhone X. All right, so you want to first open the iMovie app on your smartphone. And now you want to, up in the upper left-hand corner, you should see a gigantic plus button. All right, and that's what it looks like on mine. Okay, upper left-hand corner, plus. All right, and it's going to ask you, do you want to create a movie or a trailer? You want to select movie. And now, usually, and I think it kind of depends, but on my screen now, the iPhone app is now looking for information. It's looking for either video clips or photos in order to pull in and create a new project. On my phone, it has opened up Moments. Moments, iPhone Moments. So what I would suggest is I want you to look for media. Upper left-hand corner, I have the word media, which takes me back to all of my media, which will include moments, video clips, photos, and albums. Okay, so if you can get to this screen, that's what I would suggest doing as this step. All right, so now click video, and recently added should be where you will find the videos that you probably just recorded as your audition videos. Touch recently added, and then you're just going to select one or more clips to create your audition. So I am scrolling here, and what I want to do is I want to find two clips. I want to find a vertical slate to work with, so I'm going to highlight that, and then I'm going to touch the check icon, which is a check inside a circle, because I'm telling iMovie, yep, I want that one imported, please. So I'm going to get that one, and I'm going to grab one other one here. Also grab that. Same thing. So now I have two videos selected, and if you are looking at your screen, if you're doing this while I'm doing it, if the video clip has an orange line at the bottom, that means iMovie has selected it and it will be imported into the project. Now down at the bottom of the screen, it says Create Movie, and it's confirming that I'm importing two items. All right, so depending on how many different videos you select, that will tell you how many items you have. Create movie. All right, now what you will see here should be a screen that looks something like that. I'll also show it to you right here on the screen. The upper half, that is the preview window. The lower half, that is the timeline area. You should see the two clips there. And the two clips that I have here, one is a vertical slate, and the other is a horizontally filmed video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with my slate, because up in my window, my preview window, I don't know if you can see that, but the actor, aka me, the subject's head is cut off, chopped off. It's cropped. And iMovie does this for some reason automatically, and I want to fix that. Before anything else, let's attend to that first. I'm going to touch that video in the timeline area, which is the first one, the vertical one. Okay, that will create a yellow border around the whole clip, and now I'm going to go up to the top area there, and there's a little magnifying glass icon right underneath the question mark. I'm going to touch that. The words pinch to zoom come up, and now on this screen I'm literally going to use my fingers and pinch this area up here, which resizes the video, and now it is as it was filmed, head to toe, vertical. All right, so why don't you practice that a few times? You still have pinch to zoom showing up next to that, and you can drag your fingers one way or the other and change the size of that video. All right, so we're actually pinching the video to make it vertical and no more head cut off. Cool. So that one is now, we've fixed the head chopped off thing. All right, there's a couple other things we can do with a video to change its length or to make an edit, to make a cut. All right, go back down to the timeline area, select one of the clips. Let's select the first one, okay? With it highlighted yellow, you can do a couple things. You can hold your finger on either the left end or the right end and just drag your finger across the screen, left or right, and that will change where the video starts. You can do the same thing on the other end. If you want to make an edit or a trim to the end of your video, highlight it, make sure it's yellow, and then apply pressure to the right side of that clip and drag left. Dragging left, dragging right changes how or where the video ends. Okay, cool. Highlight it yellow again just by touching it. Down at the bottom you'll see split, detach, duplicate, or delete. Split just means, okay, this vertical line that's going right, it will appear in various places depending on where you've dragged your finger and where the videos are, but this vertical line is called the playhead cursor, playhead, and basically wherever that line is, if I have a clip selected, if I hit the word split, it's going to make a cut wherever that line, that vertical line is. So if I hit split, it now changes the first video into 2 segments, and now that second segment I could delete it if I didn't need it. This is another way to make an edit. So you can split and then delete, and then you can resplit. You can just split until the cows come home. But basically split is a great way to deal with making cuts if you don't want to trim the end. If you want to make a change to the middle of the clip or somewhere in the middle, you can use split. The other thing I'll show you is this is the undo button. It's underneath the playback window. You have the plus symbol, a rewind symbol, a play icon, icon/symbol, and then you have the undo icon. The undo icon looks like an arrow, all right, but it's kind of going backwards in time. So if you touch that, it'll basically undo the action you just did. So I just did a split, I touched undo, and it put the thing back together. It undid or repaired the work I just did. So if you make a mistake, don't forget you have that undo button. All right, before I get to the second clip, which was my vertical clip, I want you to look in between the video clips. There is a transition that was automatically applied by iMovie. What did they put in? I'm going to touch that. I believe it's called a crossfade. I don't know. We're about to find out. So touch that little box that's in between the video clips. Boom. It's going to bring up your transition window. It's actually a dissolve. That's what that little symbol means. I tend to use none as a transition. You know, kind of do your own thing, but I'm not an advocate for transitions between video clips, between your slate and your video. So just touch the word none, and now you do not have any transition. It just goes from the slate right into the next clip. Okay, so we've talked about, and I only want to talk about editing in this. I'm only talking about editing because I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. All right, so we've imported, we've talked about that. We've talked about highlighting the clips, making it yellow, which brings up split, detach, duplicate, delete. And if for some reason, when you do highlight yellow, down at the way bottom, at the bottom of the iPhone, you have scissors. And then next to it, it looks like a clock face that will change the speed of the video. You should never need to do this. The next icon is a speaker right there in the middle, and that's if you need to adjust volume. Right? So as you're recording your videos and then playing them back to make sure they're exactly as you want them, if you notice you're too quiet or too loud, you might be able to adjust the volume to make it as good as possible. And again, remember that the clip here is highlighted yellow. That's the only way we can see these icons at the bottom. The T is for titles. I wouldn't use those. And then all the way at the right, that is for filters, video filters. It changes the color. You don't need to do any of that stuff. So the two to get familiar with would be the scissors icon and the volume icon. Looks like a speaker. Okay, so now we've covered that. We've covered highlighting, we've covered splitting and deleting, we've covered trimming, which means dragging the ends, and we've covered transitions. Anything else you want to talk about before I let you go? I don't think so. I will make more videos like this. I hope this tutorial was helpful. I will make more videos like this. I hope the tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Cheers.